Hi, good evening, everybody. Let's talk about last night's game. I know I'm behind with this. There's a few things I want to go over coming up. Okay, I'm going to look at the numbers. I'm not going to go over the scoring. There's no point. We seen what happened, 5-1. The only spark we had was Benson tapping one in front of the net. So let's go over some of these numbers. Try and make sense of this, guys, because what I seen yesterday, I want to go over the numbers first, and I'm going to give you my take, okay? Because there's something seriously wrong with the team. We know this. So let's take a look first at the numbers. We'll break it down, talk about it a bit, and get into the whys I'm making this video. Here we go. Okay, the game stats yesterday, guys. 30 shots for the Sabres, 29 for the Avalanche, 50% each on the faceoff. They were 1 for 2 on the power play, Sabres 0 for 2. We had 20 hits, they had 9. We stood up to them physically. I would have sworn they had more than 9 hits in the game, but that's what's calculated there. They had 21 blocks, meaning they were under siege to a degree. We had 15. They had 9 giveaways, we had 5. They had 9 takeaways, and we only had 5 there. Shots on goal per period. First period, 15-6 Avalanche. Second period, 15-5 Sabres. 9 apiece in the third for the 30-29 edge. I'm going to stop it there. We don't need to look at the scoring. We know they scored 5 and we got 1. What's going on here? They were out shooting us 15-0. You guys seen that, watched this game. Before we even, we were down 3-0 before we had a shot on goal in this game. Something's wrong when that happens, guys. Come on, you know, like we can look and break down players and goalies, and I'm not going to blame UPL in this game. And he didn't look very good, but didn't he kind of save us early? I mean, he was under siege just the first minute. The Sabres have a habit, guys, this year of sleeping early. They come into games, they sleep, and it's almost like the motivation's not there. Something has to be done here soon. And guys, I think it's a coaching change. Where I stand with this, I think a coaching change, and this team wakes up and we salvage whatever season's left and we try to get in still. But if we're going to wait all year, I don't think under Granato the next level's coming, is what I'm saying. I just don't believe it. I think Granato's one hell of a good hockey coach. Is he a good head coach is the question. I don't know. He's been under siege before with us as fans because, you know, we kind of spot this. We've been a franchise long enough. We've had Scotty Bowman. I mean, we've had long enough history of coaches, and Lindy. We can go on and on about some of the great coaches we've had in our history, and we can look at this coach and say, he's a nice guy. You know, he is a good guy. He's a nice guy. He's good with the press. He knows how to handle himself. But when it starts being hard to watch him in interviews, to me, that's when a coach is done in his job, guys. That's how it is for me now. I don't even want to listen to Granato's post games, even when we win. I don't want to hear it. Not till the team's on track. What I seen in this game yesterday was a team that wasn't scared to slack, okay? And that comes down to the coach. In my opinion, that comes back to the coaching. I mean, if you don't feel accountable, then the coach isn't holding you accountable. You know, we've had guys that have taken a step back this year. Our stars have, pretty much. They've taken a step back. But I think everybody is waiting for everybody else to get this done this year. And it's never going to work like that. And that's called a young team taking a step backwards. And sometimes you got a development coach as a head coach. And I think that's what Granato is. I think he's a really good development coach. I think he can take young guys and really get them, but then comes a time they got to graduate into another coaching. And I don't think getting a young coach is a good idea. I'm going to say that right from the start. And an inexperienced coach is another step backwards. Our last 2 coaches, okay, were inexperienced coaches. So we've had some results with at least one of them. I mean, when Kruger first came, do you guys remember how we responded? We were winning like crazy, remember? We had our great starts, and then the slow death happened. Same thing with Housley. Same exact thing. A year later, we get into a 10-game winning streak. And before, with Housley, we get into a 10-game winning streak. And I can go on and on. there's no point of that. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is I think we need a coaching change. I really do. That to me is the answer right now. If we want to take this whole thing and throw it into a blender and try to figure it out, we need another coach doing it, because the recipe that Granato has is not working now. It's just not working. This team looks lost on some nights. Like they look like the year before when we thought they were still the worst team in hockey, and they weren't anymore. But they're regressing, and then they show signs. I think the only reason we've been able to get our hopes up with the season is just because of the sheer talent in that dressing room. I mean, how many first rounders do we have in this team that are young and up and coming, and we got them locked in, and there's a lot of good going on here, guys. It's a matter of getting to the next level. And what if this coach can't get us there, is my question. What if? I know there's some of you that are, Granato fanatics. I'm not one of them. I don't like the non-contact hockey he wants us to play. And now he wants us to do what, a shutdown trap system without hitting? That to me makes no sense at all. It's like we got slower and we're just scoring less because he's still not preaching hitting on this team. Yes, we stood up yesterday, but this was a game, guys, that the reason we had these hits really is because we were chasing this game. There's a difference. I want to see that kind of hit total when we win a game 4-0, not when we're losing a game 5-1. We can't be just chasing and getting physical in games we're chasing. There has to be times where you establish the hit game when you come out. And not only that, our defensive system, you guys seen early, again, the holes that were everywhere. And why is it we can all of a sudden turn it up a notch after the first period's done every game, it feels like? Why can we always turn it up a notch? So, I don't know. Maybe this guy just needs to go, and we need to bring in a fresh outlook on this team. I'm open to it. I'm very open to it, because I can't. I don't have it in me to go 3 more years of this stuff of just not accomplishing anything. I don't think under Granato it's going to happen, is what I'm saying. I just don't think so. I could be wrong. They could turn it around all of a sudden. But there's always been the question marks of lack of physical play under this coach. It's been there from day one. He's been a repeat offender, folks. When it comes to that grit game, it's just not in Granato's system. It's just not. Him, it's the razzle-dazzle, and right now they're trying to play a more tight defensive system, which I kind of get, but not at the expense of the season. This should have been something that was implemented years ago. We're going to do any kind of shutdown trap system, which is not exactly what we're doing. We are still coming out of our zone a little aggressive. These mistakes we make in our zone, guys, has been going on for years, and there should be an accountability where players know that we can't make these passes if we're on the opposite side of the blue line. How many times you guys see us making boneheaded passes inside our zone after this team's just had pressure on us? How many times have you guys seen that? Think about it. I don't know. It's driving me nuts. We'll see next game what happens. I expect Levi to have a good game. I'm expecting Levi to start. I think it'd be a boneheaded move if we go with Luukkonen again. No, you start Levi. He's been our hottest goalie right now. Go back with him. So put in Levi, see what happens in Vegas. But, if we come out on the short end again, I don't know. Coaching change, guys. I honestly believe a coaching change is what this team needs to maybe salvage the season somehow. I just don't know if we're gonna see anything else, guys. I just don't get it right now. If this will change, it seems like the minute they look primed and ready to do something, it just doesn't happen. Sorry, guys, I'm still fighting a grip, so maybe that's why I'm going on about this game. Look, we'll see next game. Okay, if we get a split, all right, we'll kind of keep going and see what. But this was an opportunity in my head. This was an opportunity to get these 2 games and really cement that we're for real somehow, and they weren't even able to come close to getting it yesterday. And the truth is, after 3-0, we were the better team the rest of the game, but that's not good enough. You can't keep doing this, Sabres. You can't keep screwing up and then saying, oh, we're sorry, okay, we're going to try now. That's kind of how it feels to me, guys. So anyway, I just want to get this video out, guys. I've ranted enough, I've talked enough, but I think a coaching change is what we need to do. That's just where I stand. I'll see you in the pregame tomorrow, guys. Actually, I might have one more video coming up tonight. We'll see. If not, see you in the pregame.